Oh, that's right. There's a new Demon Hunter album out. And since the album is called Exile, I figured it's only proper to use the tactical knife. This kind of reminds me of the way they set up the Outlive Deluxe Edition. Let me go grab that real quick, actually. Yeah, so as you can see, about the same width, roughly. I don't know, it's Outlive's still a little longer, but similar dimensions. This one's bigger and obviously has more room in the box because there's more stuff in it, which is actually kind of interesting. I was expecting something more this size because of all that comes in here, but it's more compact. I've heard some people in Facebook fan groups for Demon Hunter saying that their wives are saying that this looks like a makeup palette, and given the composition, yeah, it actually kind of does. If they were a band that made merch like that, I could see that happening, actually. They're not one of those bands. Usually bands with like female lead singers or all female bands will do stuff like that. Or bands that use like face paint and stuff, they'll do they won't really, I don't think they'll make additions with the album, but they'll like release like makeup kits like inspired by their looks or whatever. I could see one being made out of the colors, out of the color choices for this, honestly. I could see it happen. Anyway, let's actually get into what's actually in the thing instead of just staring at it all day long. I also think it's kind of cool because it's kind of like a form factor of a small comic book. I've actually got one of those. That's music. I got another music-related small form comic book too. Let me grab that also. So this is a graphic novel from Alice Cooper and Neil Gaiman, illustrated by Mike Zully, for his album The Last Temptation, which was, I believe, a 90s album. I'll put that somewhere in here. It's one of the lesser known Alice Cooper albums, but like a lot of longtime fans of Alice Cooper and his contemporaries really enjoyed it because there was like a lot of influence and a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? There was like collaborations with other, industry rock vets. So anyway, all that to say, I think that the comic book for Exile is actually going to be in this same sort of form factor. Okay. Oh, that's cool. A little custom printed envelope. Let's see what's inside here. Okay, so we've got an art print and a poster, which I'll fold that out in a second. And this here is actually the CD itself. So this is what the deluxe edition of the CD looks like. Obviously, this is the 20-track version of the album that has the 2 other songs. I wouldn't say extra. I think they're very much important to the entire album. So the fact that they were omitted from the final full album is kind of weird. And also it has little audiobook style interludes. I think it would have been better if there was more voice acting and there was more scripting. The script itself isn't bad. I feel like it's a little on the nose. I feel like if you're gonna do something like this, you might as well go all the way with it. I mean, this isn't Trans-Siberian Orchestra or Arion, but I think with what Ryan was wanting to do with what his vision was for this album, I think it would have done better, and it would have cost a lot more money, and it probably would have taken until like 2024 to come out. Or maybe not that long, but it would have been delayed even further. But honestly, I think they should have just released the album and then released a full-on epic, fully voice-acted, fully scripted, like, hour-plus cut of the entire thing. I think that would have been a lot more effective. What's here is really cool, though. I really enjoyed listening to it. I listened to it several times in a row already. and I'll give you my review on the actual album, once I'm finished looking through all of this stuff. And all of us fans know, it's not a deluxe edition unless we have a two-sided poster with alternating album artwork. That's cool. We kind of always get these. It's kind of become like a staple. Of course, it's like I really don't ever want to hang them because I kind of want to keep my stuff complete, even though I have two deluxe editions that are no longer complete, sadly. I'm not getting into that right now. But yeah, this is actually a very, very thick, almost cardstock paper, so this is actually pretty durable material for something like this, and the print job looks absolutely beautiful. You can actually I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. My shadow from my phone's not going to really do you any favors, but you can see all these details. That is just really, really cool. Of course, you would expect very high resolution print job here, and it definitely does not disappoint. And instead of a CD booklet, you get an almost proper book. This is pretty thick. Although it doesn't have a spine, it's still stapled, but that's still cool. And this obviously has all the lyrics, all the notes, all of Ryan's thoughts. And of course, you got photos because they've always got to have a really cool photo shoot with every album, and I've always enjoyed those. Just seeing, them try different things out stylistically, and just kind of seeing them kind of grow through the years. I don't want to kind of say grow old, but I mean, we all do grow older. That's a pretty dope picture of Yogi. It makes me laugh a little bit because it looks a little bit funny, but it looks like there's a little bit of goofball element to this picture to me. But it's like I love it though. It's like there's so much Chad energy, so much Chad energy in that picture. I love it. Yeah, these were some really good shoots. This is a really good shoot. I remember Extremist. I really loved the shoot from Extremist. This is up there with it, which as it should be, because musically this album reminds me a lot of Extremist, and lyrically it actually reminds me quite a bit of Extremist. That's a really good picture. You got kind of this fisheye, a little bit of a fisheye lens going. It's kind of a mid-2000s vibe going there too. I really like that. So he actually just went through all these, and then you get some key concept art for the comic. So yeah. And then you have the comic book. I'm just going to kind of flip through here real quick. It's in full color, no less. That's really, really cool. It's actually kind of a consistent color palette and theme going on. Also, this is the first time I've ever had a comic book with one of their albums, and that's fitting because it's also the first time they've ever done a concept album, and I think it came out very, very well. And now I'm going to put the camera back on my face and tell you a little bit about what I feel about the album. Alright, so just off the dome, my thoughts on the record. Long story short, is it a good album? Absolutely. Should you get it? Absolutely. Or should you at least stream it or on somewhere? Absolutely. If you like any type of rock and metal at all, I think there's plenty to enjoy here about it. Whether you believe the same things as the band or myself or not, I think there's plenty here to enjoy. Even if you just give it like one stream, like, hey, that was alright. That's still the quality is just phenomenal. There's a lot of heart into it. It's a great record. It really is. Now, it's like obviously huge Demon Hunter fan. You'd expect me to say that. But here's something, other Demon Hunter fans probably will expect me to say what I'm about to say. Is it a great album? Yes. Is it a great Demon Hunter album? That's a different conversation, I think. Because on this album, they sound less like themselves than they ever have before. You could call that evolution. You can call that them trying different things. You could say it's because they're doing a concept album. They did different things with their sound. They definitely did. It's the most atmospheric album they've ever done. It's the softest album they've ever done. There's less screaming on this album than even on Extremist, and Extremist had like the least amount of screaming out of all their albums for the longest time. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The songwriting is holds up so well. The lyrics are way up there. Lyrics are up there with Extremist, in my opinion. They tackle some of the same subject matter, some of the same topics. They delve a little further into them, I believe. It's just the lyrics are very, very biting. The lyrics are very, very poignant. The lyrics are very gripping. This album holds no punches lyrically. While I actually had a lot more to say about this album, I think I'll just leave it there for now. And for fun, I figured I'd just show, all of the deluxe editions through the years to commemorate how long this band has been around. So, yeah. Now I'm going to put the phone down because my arms hurt. Hey, hold up, we're not done. So I just went to check the mailbox. That's where we put the mail. And I found found this other package that we're going to look at. And you can hear the landscapers outside doing their job. I wonder how much of that my microphone's picking up. So with a mailer of this size, I can usually only mean one thing. If you guessed vinyl record, you'd be correct. And spoiler alert, because you are watching the Demon Hunter Exile unboxing, you would be correct in guessing that this is related to that. Because it is. Let's get behind here and open this thing. So I open it. What's in here? Another mailer. I got a mailer inside a mailer. This is actually pretty well protected, honestly. It's better than just shipping it in just the one. Anything else in there? No. Hey, I'm a box. Yeah, I know. Go away. Anyway. Yeet. So now I'm gonna cut this open, and then we can look at it, because that's the point. I don't know why I'm being so silly right now. I am just out of it. Jeez, how much HP does this box have? It's like a damage sponge. Okay, well, it worked that time. Very well packaged. It's got one of these little spine things. I don't remember what the word for this is, but you often see them in Japanese releases. A lot of Western releases have been doing this lately, which is kind of cool. I just hope there's a way to keep it together. Oh, actually, I've got outer sleeves, so that'll keep it together. It's a cool selection for the back photo. Unfortunately, the spine thing covers up our buddy over here, which is sad. That's Patrick Judge too. Yeah, it's Patrick Judge right there. Poor Patrick. He's covered up by spine. Come on, Patrick. You're covered up by the spine thing. Oh, we'll deal with that. Anybody who gets that joke. Anyway, so let's open this thing up and actually take a look at it, Patrick. Okay, so this is not a gatefold. There you are, Patrick. What was you doing hiding for there, Patrick? Okay, I'm done making that reference now. Again, if you don't know what that is, I'm not telling you. Yep, you got the spine there. And let's take a look at everything that's inside of it. And screen transition, go. Oh, there it is. So as you can see, or maybe not, because you may not know whatsoever, this is the Blessed Resistance exclusive vinyl variant. This is the only one that I picked up. A lot of people are picking up multiple different variations of this because there have been, I forget how many, different online retailers have their own version of, their own variation of this, specifically for them. on Demon Hunter's actual website. I think it originally released with like 2 or 3 different variations, and then the TBR exclusive was like the first one that they announced, because they announced it on TBR. They're like, here's the exclusive, so this is your first chance to get the vinyl before anybody else, or to pre-order the vinyl before everybody else, and it's this exclusive pattern. It's semi-translucent. It looks really cool. So, yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to zoom in on this so you can see this little bit here, showing all the album covers through the 20 years Demon Hunter's been around. I just thought that was a really cool thing. I mean, granted, it's also kind of an advertisement that says also available from Demon Hunter, but yeah. It's also a little bit of a commemoration bit there. That is really cool. And yeah, you should totally check out this album. Totally give it a listen. And yeah, and if you didn't know, there are some pretty big heavy hitters this time around for features, as you can see right there in this little note. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Really cool they did that. So I don't know if I can top the whole I'm gonna drop my phone because my arm hurts thing. So I'm gonna have coffee now. It's been quite a long time. I feel like it's really, really cool to be able to have lived in the same time as this band has been a thing. As you can tell, big fan, in case you are new to this channel or to me. And in case you're new to this channel or to me, yeah, we get goofy up in here. But in case you weren't convinced of my Demon Hunter fanness, yeah, when they did the A Night with Demon Hunter tour, I got that picture with them. And I have that hanging above my turntable setup. And you can see Candy over there. Candy Bones. And I've got 2 Demon Hunter wall flags behind my TVs. So if you like music or video games or both, or music that sounds like it could be in a video game, you might like my music. So welcome to the thing with the stuff that is my channel or my Facebook page, whichever you're watching this on. Okay, seriously though, check out my other stuff, please.